Hello everybody, welcome to another All Maverick reaction where we are watching more Moon Knight. This week it's Moon Knight Season 1, Episode 4, The Tomb, with me, Alan, and Tom. How's it going, Tom?
Yeah, good. I feel like there might have been a third person with us before, but they might have been a figment of my imagination. A bit
that
like
was
the Steven and
Mark.
yeah.
No, Tom, I don't ever remember there being a third person here. It's always just been me and you.
What?
Have
Maybe
you been
you're
imagining
right.
somebody?
I'm not
No,
sure.
Jeremy can't be with us this week, but he will be back with us next week. So we basically, Tom and I can't hold back on watching it. So forget Jez, we're watching it without him. That's basically the way it's going. Jeremy will be watching this one to himself and then catching up with us next week. So see you next week, Jez. Should we get going on this one, Tom?
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what happens.
I think it'll be funny if he doesn't watch this one, then turns up to the next one, and has no
That
idea
would
what's
be
going on.
that would be a big move. That'd be a big move. I'd quite like to see that too. Right, shall we get going?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if me and you can time up right and not do a Jez, who last week was like 3 seconds ahead of us or something. So, in 3, 2, 1, go.
There he is.
A lot smaller now, isn't he?
Yeah. You know, he actually came to me the other day, but I told him I was quite busy.
Ah, shame. I'd love to have a little mini statue of you like that, Tom.
Well, my arms crossed like that as well.
Yeah,
I'll see what I can do.
that'd be great. So this one of the other avatars, right?
Yeah, this was like
Oh.
not the leader
Oh.
of Avatar, but you know.
So these must be all the other ones that have been imprisoned? Those the other ones who were in the circle with him, I wonder? You know, like, has he imprisoned lots of the other main ones?
Seems like there's a select few that get to go and do what they want. They
Yeah.
have very strict rules.
So they've just found out where the site is, haven't they?
Yeah, this episode's called The Tomb, so I assume we're going to actually see it as well.
Yeah. Oh. This is going to be flashbacks playing PUBG when your mate's been knocked down.
Yeah, they knock down and they go AFK.
Yeah. If they just scan it, that seems like quite a half-hearted search. Oh, shit. Oh, fucking hell, on all the ammo.
You smell like honey.
Well, yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Right.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow, she's making an insta-move.
What the fuck?
That's why he's been pushing you away.
Well, Jeremy said they fall in love, but
Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
the silliest thing I ever heard in my life.
Oh, yeah, you were well annoyed, weren't you?
Why are you telling me this now?
Yeah, I was flipping tables after we stopped recording. What is going on?
What's happened, Tom, mate?
Jeremy's going to come back now. He's like, I told you.
You were down. First.
Stop it,
He
Jess.
did tell you, to be fair.
Billy.
No, he didn't tell me. But I told you there's a Noah's Ark in Lost. That's what happened.
You did. Oh.
On guard for centuries.
Right? Look, I can't even. So if they just sprang to life right now and asked me a riddle for passage, I'd be thrilled. Myself, but I'd be thrilled. It's a symbol.
So, what, the Eye of Horus, or whatever that's called.
Hmm. There you go.
I'm
Got
a
it, mate. You know.
genius.
You know.
Right.
How's he figured that out?
Well, I mean, I figured it out. I could have done that.
Protection in the afterlife.
I mean,
No, I couldn't really.
You are Steven.
And this long line ending in a spiral is the tongue.
The avatar would be Ammit's voice.
She's never been more aroused by Mark than she is by Steven right now.
I was hoping when he did tongue, he'd go blah, blah, blah.
You go, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Oh god.
oh God, there's bits.
Blood. In a little chunks of meat.
I was about to say the meaty bits are worse than the blood, I think.
Ugh.
Whose organs are in there then?
Yeah, we can go this way.
Oh. Oh.
It's Indiana Jones. Oh, what the hell was that?
It's one of those stitched up things coming.
Oh god, I saw it.
Yeah. Like something from The Descent.
This is a bit creepy.
Oh.
That's the thing we saw outside.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man's getting gutted. They're performing like the rituals on them, are they? Like removing the organs and stuff. Oh. They click a bit like the creatures from Last of Us.
Yeah. It's weird.
Oh. Fucking hell, it can jump, can't it?
It makes that noise almost like a bird taps its beak together.
Yeah. Oh.
I squished it. I squished it.
I thought
If he did.
did he actually? I thought he.
I don't know, I thought he missed it.
Yeah.
Oh. Fucking hell.
Oh.
Oh.
I can barely see anything. I don't know if it's my screen or what.
No, it's pretty dark, but it has gone very The Descent. I imagine you've probably not seen The Descent, but...
Nah, but I've seen one of those how to survive videos.
Right,
on
yeah.
How to beat or whatever.
Nope.
Jeez, Jez would have crapped. Fuck.
Yeah, Jez would
Why
have
isn't Jez here?
Jez would have absolutely shit it there, wouldn't he?
Oh,
Oh.
I miss him.
Oh. Oh, God, she's pulled its arm off. Oh. Oh, in the eye. Oh, fucking hell. She's maybe a little bit too eager there.
Yeah. I was gonna say, don't
Throw it.
throw it off. Like, she might want to inspect it, examine it. You know. I don't know where Alpha is, but it seems. Like,
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there he is. He's watching.
I was gonna say, it
You
seems
got-
like they come to the wrong place.
I think we're looking at the long lost tomb of Alexander the Great.
What the hell?
Damn.
I don't really know a lot about Alexander the Great. Not really.
No, me neither.
I didn't realise he was apparently... Was he actually genuinely apparently buried in Egypt? I don't know.
Well, men like you.
Alexander was the voice of Ammit.
In the... Oh. In its mouth? Its throat?
Sorry, Mr. Great.
Ugh.
It's not in there.
Yeah, that's it. Get in there. Get in there, buddy.
Yeah, get in there, boy. Get in there real deep like.
Oh.
Your father was murdered by mercenaries. And no one knows who they were today.
He does.
You're saying that Mark was one of them?
You said it.
We talked about this last week, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did at the end, I think.
Sir, we'll just find another way.
Oh. Steven's in trouble now.
No.
Oh.
He's got it.
Quick.
Accidentally drops it. It smashes, and she's like, cheers, buddy.
There must be another way out.
Go, find it. I'll hold them off.
Fucking hell, he's going axe crazy.
Come on!
Good luck.
That's right.
Chuck it, mate. Oh. Oh. Oh, there we go. There's the axe throw I was looking for. Oh. Mate, this is when he needs those Wolverine healing powers. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, no.
You don't normally get up from 2.
No, and then when characters fall in the water, that's it. You know they've had it. Seen this before.
Yeah?
Yeah. Arthur all of a sudden gets in
That's
the
the main
Moon Knight
character.
costume and it's like, it was
Yeah.
me the whole time.
It's like a torch to me.
Oh.
Oh, we've gone into 4x3. What's going on? What's this? Why the aspect ratio change?
Told you earlier, it's Indiana Jones.
You're Dr. Stephen Grant.
Oh, God. Oh, Mark watched too much TV.
Let's see what we can find on our friend here.
What the hell?
We've got B22, everyone.
What the hell is this? What is this?
This must be where Mark went after his mate shot him and he was supposed to die.
I'm sure all these things are all over the walls. Oh, probably mean things, right? There's a goldfish in the bowl. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Being able to differentiate
He's the doctor, isn't he?
what's real
This is Arthur.
and what's in your head.
Arthur, yeah, that's what I mean.
Overwhelmed, and that's normal. But many of us, when asked to look into
Yeah, that's that place from the first episode.
into the
Yeah.
nucleus.
Be gentle with him. Don't hurt him, all right?
Oh.
Nice one.
Oh. That ain't right.
This whole thing's a bit confusing. Oh my god. Is it Steven?
Steven in there? Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Who's this one then?
Big Paul.
It's Big Dave. Oh shit. This must be bigger. This must be bigger, Dave. Oh shit.
What the hell is going on?
Just went, hi.
What is going on?
Oh, there we go. What do you think of that one, Tom? It all got pretty mad at the end.
Yeah, I did get a bit mad. I think I much preferred the second half to the first half of the episode, but it was a bit crazy. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but like it definitely started to mix things up at the end there, right? Like a lot of the early stuff was things that we kind of knew. Well, it's kind of things we were obviously building towards, like going down into the tomb and there being like the weird kind of what they said they were almost like the guardians, weren't they, of the pharaoh or whatever that were down there, which I guess were the things that were chasing them, round that Layla had a fight with. Now, I'd love to learn a bit more about Alexander the Great, because obviously them saying that it's his tomb, I don't know a lot about him, but I never realised he was maybe apparently buried in Egypt. That wasn't something I was aware of at all. He's not like a figure that I know a lot of historical information about.
No, yeah, I don't know either. You don't think like they just made that up for the show?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where it's like they don't know where he actually read. I'll be interested to look into it. I'm definitely going to give it a little Google after this.
Why don't we just go and find out?
Why don't we find what right now?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's find out. Go on a little adventure right now. Okay. Well, let me check.
Oh, I meant
Right,
actually travel to Egypt.
Oh, us go.
Yeah, yeah.
Commonly known Alexander III, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was a king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedon. He succeeded his father, Philip II, to the throne in 336 BC at the age of 20 and spent most of his ruling years conducting a lengthy military campaign throughout Western Asia and northeastern Africa. There we go. Let's go. Let's go and find out.
Right.
See if we can find it. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to go and find Alexander the Great's tomb. No, we obviously found out a little bit more about Layla's dad in this one as well. Obviously, that Marc didn't kill him, but his partner did whilst looting. I guess maybe they were hired. Maybe they were hired to defend, because obviously they were mercenaries, right? So maybe they were initially hired to help at this dig site or wherever they were. But then his partner kind of killed all the people working there and took the treasure for himself. Also shot Marc apparently as well. So I don't know. They didn't go into the details of whether or not they just went to the place and looted it, or if they were actually maybe in on it from the first. The way he was saying it gave me the feeling that maybe they'd initially been hired to almost like protect the dig site, whilst the people were working there, and then the guy had gone, a lot of good stuff here I can take. But and that was what led to Marc meeting Layla in the first place. So that was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess they were just there to defend all this ancient stuff because, I guess if people got into it, they believed the gods and bad things would happen to them. So they were like, we can't let anyone in there. But yeah.
Mate, yeah.
I wonder if we'll meet his partner, find out who his
I was
partner
just wondering that. If his partner would ever have, because we don't know what happened to his partner, right? We assume that they got the upper hand on Marc if they shot Marc and maybe got away with the stuff. So it's a bit of interesting back and forth as well with Marc and Steven in regards to Layla. Jez called out last week that he thought that we were going to see a bit of a love triangle, I guess, in a way. And you were like, nah, mate. And it instantly happened in this episode.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a bit silly, but it's happened.
Well, there you go. Well, it was interesting to see actually that obviously Marc was like, "Don't you try it? I'll throw us off a cliff if you try to get with her." And then Steven did initially kind of try to honour that, really. Like he sort of said no to her, but then by telling her the truth about something, she obviously got something that she just doesn't ever get from Marc, which just made her more interested in Steven.
Yes.
And then Steven did make the move and kissed her, and then got punched in the face by Marc for it.
He was being honesty, is what he said. Which
Yes, he was being honesty. Yeah.
He was a bit, I don't know, a bit nervous, so he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
And one of the other things, obviously, that Arthur said about Layla's dad was that he was one of the people that had believed that the Egyptian gods walked amongst man. Mm-hmm. So interesting to see that she's kind of now following along in those footsteps. But we also learned, of course, that the reason Marc even met Layla was because he obviously went to either like tell her what happened to her dad or try to apologize or something that sort of led to their relationship, which probably not the best way to start a relationship if you're not going to be completely honest about it, right? And openly say what happened straight away. Building a relationship on the death of one person's father probably isn't going to end well, I would imagine.
No, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Like you wonder,
a little bit.
You wonder what happened there. Like Marc, I don't know. Like because why specifically her? Did he go around to all of these people that his partner killed to say sorry, or did he just go to her, or
was her dad maybe like, let's go cinematic here, right? This is what happened. They all got killed, bang bang bang. Marc was wounded. Her dad wasn't quite dead. He was like near him, and he was like, "Tell my daughter I love her," or something like that. That's the movie version of what happened, right? And then he did, and then he was going to, and then he fell for her. That's how they do it in films, right?
Yeah, but it's a bit weird.
I don't think he went to see 20 people, is what I'm saying, basically.
No, I know.
We're not going to get a prequel series where it's Marc going around apologising to people.
I think he should have just told her. Now it's all complicated. And now Jeremy's right. Yeah. She's going to hate Marc forever and love Steven.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, like, he was also honest. Steven was also honest with her about the whole. Marc was basically saying Marc wanted to be away from you because he's worried that Khonshu was going to sort of take you as his avatar. And Steven's very honest, very easily with her. You know, the way that Marc finds it very easy to lie to her about or just hide things from her. Steven just everything that he basically says to her is just straight out truth, which I think she finds very refreshing. And obviously has been. For Marc, they've been like big blockers in their relationship, and Steven just kind of breezes over them in an instant, which is interesting.
It's interesting
to see the difference.
Like, I know, and I mentioned it before about people with those kind of disorders with like split personalities and stuff. It must be weird to like, because I know like some of these people that I've seen on YouTube or wherever, like they'll have a partner and their partner loves one of the personalities, but you know. Can't necessarily love the others because the others don't love him, and it's just them. It's, but yeah,
it's interesting.
It's very
isn't it?
Confusing. She must be very confused. She did look it.
Yeah. So obviously, at the end, they got to the tomb of Alexander the Great. They found the Ushopti, was it? Which is what's containing Ammit. You said that, did Marc still have it when he got shot, or had he given it to Layla? He still had it, right? You said when he got shot.
Well, I thought so. There was no.
We didn't see a handoff.
Handing over, but it could be one of those things where they're like, "Oh, they hand it over, but we didn't see it to keep it in suspense or something." But either way, she was still there, so they would have found her anyway. Because, maybe they did, which is, I don't know. That whole ending. Is a bit confusing.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about that a little bit now, right? So we obviously went through this whole, it was all very kind of... Oh, actually, before we do go into the end, and there's one thing I'd like to talk about. All the statues on the shelf at the very beginning, where we saw Khonshu being put on the shelf with... And there was lots of other gods there. So are these other gods all different gods that we've seen that we don't know anything about, or are they, or some of them, the gods from the previous episode, and this guy has kind of trapped all of them? I guess he couldn't have trapped all of them, right? Because the others all had to use their powers together to trap Khonshu. So I assume they're other gods.
I just think they're ones that we haven't seen yet, or we're not gonna ever see, but some we haven't heard of, and that's why there was so little of them in that little thing last episode. That little
that meeting
thing, because
it was like 8 or 9 of them there, right? I think.
More.
Yeah. It looks like more have been banished than haven't been banished. Be interesting to see if that leads back round to any. Well, I guess, right. Eventually, you assume Marc and Steven are going to go and try to free him. So maybe we'll see more about that. Maybe we'll see more about that at that point.
And then at the end, we'll finally see Marc and Steven be right, and Ammit will be put back in the Ushabti, and Arthur will be banned forever.
Banned forever.
Although,
I'll go on.
I'm a bit confused, actually, thinking about it now. How is Arthur her avatar, or their avatar, if they're locked up?
Well, we did say this last week. So part of me was thinking that actually I don't think that Arthur is her avatar at this point. I think that he's somebody who has found that, because he mentioned the fact that some of Ammit's power was in that staff, right? Was in the cane. Mm-hmm. I think that's almost like a bit of... He obviously knows all about the gods and stuff from when he was Khonshu's avatar. So he knows about all those things from that. And I think that he's just got the cane at some point. And that's not given him her power, but obviously is almost maybe linking him a little bit to her via that. So I think he's somebody who's now just trying to free her to kind of prove his worth and maybe then become her avatar, or just be, thinks that is the best thing for the world. I don't think that right now he actually is an avatar. Because like you say, she's trapped, right? Because look at, like, Steven and Marc can't call on any of Khonshu's power anymore because he's been trapped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense.
So,
makes sense that a sacred relic would still have some sort of power in this universe. So that makes sense. That's what I think it is. But let's talk about the kind of crazy end stuff. After Marc got shot, we saw it skipped. And this is one of those scenes that I think you want to watch again, right? To pick up all the stuff and what the meanings are in there. But we saw him kind of come to in a clinic, kind of like a home almost, where they were doing bingo, and Layla was there, and Arthur was there as the doctor. I imagine the two... I didn't notice, but I bet that the two kind of like helpers were maybe two of the mercenaries as well that were with Arthur. So there was a lot of things going on there, right? We saw like a goldfish and a goldfish bowl. We saw he had a Moon Knight action figure that he looked like he'd obviously modified another figure. There were lots of like relics. There were some of the Egyptian... vessels for putting organs in and stuff. Like, there was a lot of little things in there that link through. It was very weird. It's like, I don't even know what to think of it still. Like, is it... well, there's loads of things it could be. Is it them going mad after they got shot and they're like having this weird episode? Like, at first I thought it was the past where... Yeah,
you thought it was after Marc got shot, didn't you?
Yeah, because, it would have been a bit messed up, and maybe that done something to him, and then him watching
that's what's kind of fractured his personality almost.
Yeah, like him watching that tomb.
Oh yeah, that Tomb Buster, which with Dr. Stephen Grant as well. So it seemed a little bit like, it's not exactly the same, but you do see these things in films sometimes and TV shows where you'll see a character who all of a sudden they'll snap. Like, I specifically remember it happening in an episode of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something like that, where somebody like snaps out of it and it's almost like they're in an asylum or something. It's like, and then it's this whole question about, is everything I've been living true, or is it all parts of my memory? Have I made this whole world up by all these little things I've seen, like the painting on the wall that you mentioned whilst he was talking to Arthur, and it was the location from the first episode. And it always ends up being that kind of thing where this person, I think it happened in an episode. Yeah, it happened in an episode of the Evil Dead TV series as well, where the main character we put in this position where they start to question whether or not everything they thought was real was just make believe and they're crazy. Always turns out they weren't crazy. Everything else was real. But it got progressive. It got weirder and weirder, didn't it?
Yeah, and then we saw the hippo thing.
Yeah, like Marc found Steven in a sarcophagus after being spoken to by Arthur. And then, as you say, they were sneaking up and a hippo, which I assume is one of the other Egyptian gods, right? I don't know their name, but it must be one of the other Egyptian gods. And then it just went, hi, to them. So, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I think, I don't know, maybe somewhere Mark's lying in a hospital bed right now, for real. And he's just dreaming of all this stuff happening, or I don't know. It was all a bit crazy, I think. There's so much...
I don't think it's in a hospital bed. I think he's injured somewhere, and this is like a weird thing that's going on in his head now. Like maybe this hippo god or something is one of the other Egyptian gods who is going to... I don't know who they are. Maybe they're how he's going to survive, right? They've almost kind of like infiltrated his dream. This kind of like edge of death dream thing that he's now going through. They've come into it to try and sort of bring him back. And they're going to kind of, through some powers, heal him.
I mean, it could be could be something to do with the lady who was trying to help him. The one who was the avatar for the love and music.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Something to do with that. She's found him after he's been shot, and she's looking after him, but these remedies she's given him are also driving him a bit crazy.
Yeah. Could be, yeah.
And I wonder if that hippo is that god. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know who that one was. So I guess we'll probably find out soon, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that could be a good call. Actually, maybe it is the one that he was friends with.
Yeah, it's all. I don't know. It just went. It was pretty good actually, but that last 10-15 minutes was all a bit mad. But it was good. I liked it.
I mean, I don't know the comics at all, so maybe like everyone who's the comics is like, "Oh my god, it's blah blah blah," and maybe next week we're going to be like, "That character's really cool," but right now we don't know him. But I'm really enjoying Moon Knight. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think out of the new run of Disney stuff, it's up there with me because not that I haven't enjoyed the Marvel stuff that I've been seeing, but since Endgame, there's not been anything that's really grabbed me as yet. But I'm enjoying Moon Knight a lot because I think it helps. I don't know anything at all about it. Out of all of the stuff that has come out of Marvel at any point, I think this is probably the thing I know the least about, like the character and the comic and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of Marvel is. Well, I don't know. I don't want to upset people, but a lot of it's quite cliche with like Captain America or Thor, and everyone knows who they are, and Iron Man. But I think you could watch.
But you say that, right? You say that, but unless you knew the comics, most people didn't know who Thor or Iron Man were when those movies came out. They didn't. Like, we only know them, we take that for granted now because they've been around in the movies for so long. But unless you're a comic book fan, you probably knew Captain America, but I bet you didn't know him very well. We just know Thor and Iron Man because of the movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just saying that you could watch Moon Knight and without all the Marvel intro and all that crap, and you wouldn't know it's a Marvel show. I think you could
I agree.
watch those ones and you'd be like, oh yeah, this is a superhero movie, but I don't really think of Moon Knight as a superhero. He's just like someone, just a dude.
Moon, and I think that a big part of this show that's interesting has been that it hasn't been. We've only seen like the costume in very limited amounts, haven't we? Like episode 1, literally the last like few seconds. This episode we didn't see it at all. Episode 2, we saw it a tiny bit during that like fight on the rooftop, and episode 3 was the one we saw it in the most. But even there, it was like a handful of minutes.
And I guess the portrayal, and it's probably different in the comics, but the portrayal of, again, like Captain America and Iron Man is all save the world, save everyone, but we've seen Mark kill people. We've seen whoever this third person may be kill people. It's not.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like I don't really think of him as a superhero.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I heard somebody else on the team say he was more like, in the comic book perspective, he was almost more Marvel's Batman in a way, which we haven't seen a lot of, but I'd be interested to see that direction.
That's an interesting way of putting it, I think.
Yeah, though obviously Batman doesn't kill people, but still, like, he's more like, a creature of the night almost in a way. So, no, I'm definitely interested to see where we keep going. I don't know how many more episodes we've got. How many? I want to quickly check this. Moon Knight number of episodes.
I feel like you've mentioned it was like 2.
Yeah, 6 episodes altogether there's going to be. So we've only got 2 more left. Oh, I'll be interested to see where it goes in these next 2. If there is another personality in there, are we going to see him next episode? Or are they going to save that for the last episode?
Yeah, I think it's too late now to give him a whole... Because they'd have to have a lot of time for us to get to know him, I guess. So I think it would be something they show off in like the last third of the last episode to then start it next season. It will go on.
Yeah, it's kind of like cliffhanger-y type thing.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see him this time. Not anymore.
No.
If you'd have asked me last episode, I'd have said, yeah, I think so, this one. But well, I even said it at the start of this one, but not anymore. I think it's too late for that.
Yeah, well, I'll be interested to see what happens. No, that was another strong episode. I think that one, it was really good. I mean, I've enjoyed all of them. I think episode 3 was probably my least favorite, but only because I thought there was a few like silly little plot conveniences in there. But I still enjoyed it. How did this one rank for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, like I said, the first half was... I think after Layla fought that thing and then Arthur turned up, the episode started getting good. So I probably would say it was my least favourite, but
okay,
as a whole episode, my least favourite. But the last half of it was probably the strongest bit I've seen. So I don't know, it's a weird one, but yeah, I just didn't really enjoy the first half of this one.
Well, it's one of those ones where it doesn't feel that episodic though, does it? They do all feel like part of a big movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these things, they're hard to take as individual individual elements because they are just part of a greater thing.
Yeah, if you could just watch it in one sitting, it would be great. But sometimes you have bits that just, like in any movie, any show, there's just bits that you personally don't find as good as other bits, but other people see it differently. So
yeah. Well, no, I am excited for next week when we get to episode 5, coming up to the end. Now, is it going to be that thing, right? Like you tend to get in shows where, not always, but quite often, episode just before the final tends to be a little bit of a step down, a bit slower, a little bit of like more getting things in place, ready for a big finale. So I'll be interested to see if that's the route it goes, because that is something you see quite a lot in TV shows now. That second to last episode really slows it down, or sometimes the second to last episode goes right through the roof, and then the final episode of the series is the slower kind of settling after the fact. But no, I'm definitely excited to see where these go.
I don't think I want to see a giant battle in the final episode.
I definitely don't.
I want to see Arthur and Steven and Marc having like a really interesting, like weird... It doesn't have to be super action heavy. Some weird, like... I don't know, them outsmarting each other. And like them quickly switching between Marc and Steven to beat Arthur.
Yeah.
So I think
no, I agree. I'm so done with huge over-the-top CGI clusterfucks. I really was enjoying Shang-Chi, and then like the last 15 minutes or like the big action scene at the end is just madness for like 15 minutes. And my brain just goes, cool, see you in 10, and just leaves and goes to the bathroom. So I'd like to see something that doesn't end that way. Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I've got no problem with that in the right place, but I don't want everything to end like that. That was the worst bit of WandaVision. WandaVision had this really cool, interesting narrative that built, and it ended in a big CGI clusterfuck. And it's like, why? This show does not need this. But yeah, no. I am excited to see where it goes from here. Right, you good? You good, Tom? We done?
Yeah, I'm upset that Jeremy was kind of right.
Well, you can talk to him about that next week. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. This has been another All Maverick reaction watching Moon Knight. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to like and subscribe. Drop a comment below. No spoilers, please. If you know the comics well, hold back on those. Leave a comment, but don't ruin anything that's coming up for us. If you have enjoyed this, remember to head over to allmaverick.com where you can check out our videos, our blogs, and our podcasts. You can also go to twitch.tv/allmavericklive, where on a Tuesday and a Thursday evening, you can see us streaming some of our favourite games. There's links in the description below to all of our social channels, but the most important one there, I think, is our Discord server. Come along, join the Discord server, and chat with us about Moon Knight or any other shows and TV shows, movies, anything like that that is of interest to you. Right, well, I think we're done, Tom.
Yeah, it's back to work now.
Back to work. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.